Amelia Earhart, a name that evokes adventure, courage, and mystery. Born in 1897, this young American had a devouring passion for aviation. She dreamt of touching the clouds, defying gravity, pushing the limits of the possible, and that's precisely what she did. Amelia became a pilot in 1920. She collected records and achievements. In 1932, she accomplished a historic feat by crossing the Atlantic Ocean solo. This daring flight propelled her to the rank of international icon. Amelia Earhart became a symbol of courage and emancipation for women around the world. But her destiny took a turn in 1937. During her attempt to circumnavigate the globe by plane, Amelia mysteriously disappeared over the Pacific Ocean. Her plane, the Lockheed Electra, vanished without a trace. What happened that day? The mystery remains unsolved. Today, the disappearance of Amelia Earhart still fascinates and intrigues. Together, let's explore the life of this extraordinary aviator, the circumstances of her disappearance, and the theories surrounding this unsolved mystery. Aviation, at the beginning of the 20th century, was a field reserved for men. Women pilots were rare and often faced skepticism and condescension. But Amelia Earhart was not one to be discouraged. She possessed unwavering determination and unfailing courage. From a young age, Amelia displayed an independent and adventurous spirit. She didn't hesitate to challenge the social conventions of her time. She practiced sports considered masculine, like tennis and archery. She collected frogs and insects. She dreamed of adventures and wide-open spaces. It was in 1920 that Amelia discovered her calling. She attended an air show and was immediately fascinated by these flying machines. She took her first flying lesson, and it was love at first sight. She saved all her money to buy her own plane, a used biplane that she named Canary. Amelia Earhart chained flights and achievements. She broke altitude and distance records. She became the first woman to cross the Atlantic Ocean solo in 1932. This historic flight made her famous worldwide. Amelia was welcomed as a hero upon her return to the United States. She became a role model for women and a symbol of courage and freedom. But Amelia did not rest on her laurels. She nurtured a new dream, even more daring, to circumnavigate the globe by plane. This challenge represented the ultimate adventure for a pilot of that era. The flight was long and perilous. Airplanes were less reliable than today. Navigation was rudimentary. Despite the risks, Amelia was determined to achieve her dream. She put everything in place to prepare for her expedition. She carefully chose her plane, the Lockheed Electra, and her co-pilot, Fred Noonan. She meticulously planned her itinerary, which would take her across the United States, South America, Africa, Asia, and the Pacific Ocean. The Lockheed Electra 10E was a technological marvel for its time. This twin-engine aircraft, designed for commercial flights, offered a unique combination of power, reliability, and comfort. Amelia Earhart personally chose this aircraft for her world tour. She affectionately nicknamed it Little Red Bus. Amelia's Electra was specially modified for the long journey. It was equipped with additional fuel tanks to increase its range. State-of-the-art navigation equipment, such as a radio compass and a sextant, was installed. The aircraft was also equipped with reinforced landing gear for rough runways. Despite its undeniable qualities, the Lockheed Electra 10E was not without its flaws. Some pilots found it difficult to fly, especially in the event of an engine failure. Also, the aircraft was relatively heavy and fuel-hungry. Did these factors play a role in Amelia Earhart's disappearance? The mystery remains. On June 1, 1937, Amelia Earhart and her co-pilot, Fred Noonan, took off from Oakland, California for the first leg of their world tour. Their goal? To circumnavigate the globe by plane, following the equatorial line. This daring challenge captured the attention of the entire world. Amelia and Fred were greeted as heroes at each stopover. Their journey took them across the United States, South America, Africa, and Southeast Asia. They faced difficult weather conditions, mechanical breakdowns, and accumulated fatigue. But Amelia and Fred persevered. They were determined to write a new page in aviation history. On July 2, 1937, after covering over 35,000 kilometers, Amelia and Fred took off from Lae, New Guinea, to cross the Pacific. Their next destination, Howland Island, a tiny atoll located more than 4,000 kilometers away. It was the most perilous part of their journey. It was also the last time they were seen alive. The flight between Ley and Howland Island was a race against time. Amelia's Electra carried a limited amount of fuel. They had to reach the island before nightfall and fuel exhaustion. Tension was palpable aboard the plane. As the hours passed, radio communications with Amelia and Fred became more and more sporadic. Their signal was weak and intermittent. Their exact position was uncertain. On Howland Island, the welcoming team anxiously scanned the horizon, but the plane did not appear. On July 2nd, 1937, at 8:45 a.m. Howland time, radio contact with Amelia and Fred was definitively lost. Radio silence was total. Concern gave way to anguish. What had happened? Where were Amelia and Fred? Questions abounded unanswered. The disappearance of Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan triggered one of the largest search and rescue operations ever conducted. American, Japanese, and French ships and planes scoured a vast area of the Pacific Ocean. They combed through more than 400,000 square kilometers of ocean in vain. Despite considerable efforts, no trace of Amelia and Fred's plane was ever found. After 2 weeks of intensive searching, US authorities announced the end of the search. Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan were officially declared lost at sea. The mystery of their disappearance remained. The lack of tangible evidence gave free rein to speculation. Theories, more or less credible, flourished to explain the disappearance of Amelia and Fred. Some spoke of a mechanical failure, others of a navigational error, still others of capture by the Japanese. Amelia Earhart's disappearance has fueled the imagination of the public and the media for decades. Theories, more or less far-fetched, have emerged to try to explain this mystery. Some of these theories are based on real facts, others are pure speculation. One of the most popular theories claims that Amelia and Fred were captured by the Japanese. According to this theory, Amelia and Fred flew over a secret Japanese military base and were shot down or forced to land. They were then taken prisoner by the Japanese and executed or died in captivity. Another theory suggests that Amelia and Fred managed to land on a deserted Pacific island and survived there for some time before dying of hunger or thirst. This theory is based on accounts from people claiming to have picked up radio signals from Amelia's plane after her disappearance. The most likely theory, and the one favored by most historians and experts, is that of a crash. According to this hypothesis, Amelia and Fred's plane suffered fuel exhaustion, or a mechanical problem over the Pacific Ocean. Unable to reach Howland Island, they were forced to land at sea. The Electra, despite its robustness, was not designed for water landings. The impact with the water would likely have been fatal to Amelia and Fred, or seriously injured them. The plane would then have sunk quickly, taking the bodies of the two aviators with it. This theory is supported by analyses of Amelia and Fred's radio communications, which suggest that they were disoriented and low on fuel shortly before their disappearance. Also, the area where the plane is believed to have disappeared is known for its strong and unpredictable currents, which would make searches extremely difficult. Despite decades of research and investigation, the mystery of Amelia Earhart's disappearance remains. No irrefutable evidence has ever been found to confirm or deny the various theories put forward. The wreckage of the Electra has never been found, and the few pieces of debris discovered over the years have not shed light on this mystery. Amelia Earhart's disappearance continues to fascinate and intrigue. It reminds us of the power of the unknown, the fragility of life, and the strength of the human spirit. Amelia Earhart, through her courage, determination, and thirst for adventure, continues to inspire generations of men and women around the world. Even though her life was tragically cut short, Amelia Earhart left an indelible mark on history. She pushed the boundaries of aviation and inspired generations of women to pursue their dreams, no matter how big. Her name is synonymous with courage, determination, and freedom. Amelia Earhart paved the way for other women aviators like Jacqueline Cochran and Bessie Coleman. She proved to the world that women were just as capable as men of achieving great things in the air. Her legacy continues to inspire today. as more and more women hold important positions in the field of aviation and aerospace. The mystery of Amelia Earhart's disappearance continues to fascinate. It reminds us that even in our modern age, there are still unsolved riddles. As we commemorate the memory of this extraordinary aviator, let's take a moment to reflect on her story and the mysteries that surround it. And you, what is your theory on the disappearance of Amelia Earhart? Join the conversation and share your thoughts with other history and aviation enthusiasts. Don't hesitate to subscribe to discover other fascinating stories and unsolved mysteries from around the world.